Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. Today I'm bringing you my top 10 tips for new players. Now, I know I did a list kind of like this back in July-ish. It was 10 tips for new battleship players. But this list has no particular class in mind. This is just geared toward new players. These are 10 tips, and there are certainly way more than these 10 out there that you guys need to look up for you new players out there. These are just 10 that I thought would be helpful for you guys, in addition to the other 10 that I put together in my 10 tips for battleships for new battleship players video. Now that video is, like I said, that was back in July, so the audio quality and the editing isn't as up to par with my current stuff as it is now, but those tips certainly are still useful. So go watch this list, then go watch that list too, just to get the full experience and all the tips, especially if you're a new battleship player. So let's go ahead and get on with number 10, which is there is inventory in this game. And what that means is you can go into port, you click on your name all the way down the bottom, well, not down the bottom, second from the bottom there is a slot that says inventory. Click on that, it brings up your inventory. Here is every single upgrade to your ship, every single modification. All the hulls are here, the different guns, the different range systems, the different engines. You can sell all of these hulls and turrets and systems and mods and signals and flags and camos for credits. If you're ever in a pinch for some credits, I mean, like, guys, really, are you ever going to go use the Monarch's A-hull or the King George's A-hull or the Mahan's A-hull? Once you get past those hulls, they're useless to you. So if you're planning on keeping the ship, just go ahead and sell them. That way, you get some credits back, and credits are XP isn't really the biggest grind of this game. Credits are. So every single bit of credit you can get back, you need that, especially being a new player and going up through the lines. So this is again a really easy way to get some credits back from your purchases, all the upgrade stuff. So make sure you go check that out. I mean, and if I didn't even know this existed until I was already up to the Yamato, and I think I made about 30 million credits selling off different hulls for ships that I still had. It's a real easy way to get a ton of credits really fast. So moving on to number 9. Make sure you try out different classes of ships in the game. This game has a ton of ships to offer. Not talking classes, there's 4 classes. There's aircraft carriers, battleships, cruisers, and destroyers. Each line has its own unique flavor, and each ship feels different from the last. There are so many different classes of ships in this, 4. There's so many different ships in this game that you can have a blast with all of them. I am a battleship main, but I've played cruisers, I've played destroyers, I've played some aircraft carriers, not a whole lot, but some. And it's, if you're grinding up, let's say, the American battleship line, you have to wait until after your ship gets sunk. You have to wait till your ship gets back into port to be able to use it again. So why not go and, start grinding up the German cruiser line? It'd be a fun way to pass the time rather than just sitting there waiting in port for your ship to come back. And plus, you can start to make progress on another line. Now, I know you may not have the credits to fully be grinding 2 lines at the same time, but still, hey, whenever you get the credits, you can go ahead and just buy the ship that's next in the say the primary grind is the American battleship line, secondary grind is the German cruiser line. Once you get done grinding to where you are in the American battleship line, you can go ahead and grind out some credits and then just be able to go straight up on through the German cruiser line. It's way better than just sitting in port. It gives you a better understanding of the game to where you might anticipate an enemy cruiser's moves better. It's same with carriers too. I every time someone complains about a carrier in the game, I say, go actually play carriers and see how hectic it is. I know they're doing a rework for the carriers, but still currently it's that RTS type of gameplay, and man, you gotta be like micromanaging, keeping an eye on this and that and this, and all my planes are dead, so I gotta pull this squadron back now. So it's not as easy as a lot of people made it up to be. I had the same feelings about the Worcester, the tier 10 American cruiser. I thought it was just an HE spamming, 0 skill, HE spamming cruiser. I've recently got here and I started to play her, I'm like, man, it's not as simple as I thought it was. So, just widening your knowledge of ships will make you a better player on whatever your main line is. Like, my main line is battleships. So, playing the Wusta, playing carriers, it all gives me a better thought of what that cruiser player, what that aircraft carrier player is thinking. So, it can only help you. So, moving on to number 8, it's very simple. Don't be toxic in chat. Now, I get you may be upset because someone slipped up, you're now at the bottom of the ocean, but don't go in chat and start just complaining and berating the player and thinking you're the incarnation of Lord Nelson. You're not. It's a slip up. Everyone's going to slip up. You're going to slip up. I've slipped up plenty of times in this game by myself. I get this game brings out the salt in you, but do your very, very best not to be toxic in chat. And on the same note, do communicate in chat, and that's number 7. Communicate with your team. This is very much a team game, and I know you've probably seen a bunch of replays of someone like carrying their team to victory, but that is rare. This is not Call of Duty. You cannot one-man army these matches. You have to play as a team. So start of the game, ask, where are we heading? What caps are we going? And yes, a lot of times there will be nothing back, and you won't get a response back. But when you do get a response back, you get a team that communicates and supports each other. That is when you're gonna win. That brings us very nicely into number 6, which is support your teammates. If you're in a destroyer, go out, spot for your team, be a stealthy little ninja. If you're in a cruiser, get in position, get your DPM going, provide an AA screen for your team, and again, spot. If you're in a battleship, get up in there, get in the fight, tank for your team, do damage, tank for your team. You will take damage, tank for your team. You are a battleship. You are meant to take damage. You have a ton of armor, so you can take damage. You have heals, so you can take damage. Yes, I know it's very aggravating with the current HE spam in the game, but you're a battleship. You have this massive health pool. You are meant to tank for your team and take damage. And yes, you have massive guns. Yes, I know you want to use them. But above all else, do not go out by yourself chasing some battleship that's kiting you. Stay with your team and play your role. Now, carriers, you guys are on a whole nother playing, whole nother field by yourselves. Like, y'all are like transcended above us in the terms of all the stuff that you have to manage. You guys have my mad respect. But to new carrier players, find out your role and play it. So moving on to number 5, which is use the right ammunition. If you are a battleship, you should primarily be using AP, unless you're a British battleship, and shooting at targets with AP. Now, if a battleship goes bow onto you, yes, switch on over to HE. If it's nothing but destroyers left in the match, yes, switch on over to HE. But battleships, primarily, you need to be shooting AP. Cruisers and destroyers, however, mostly light cruisers and destroyers, you guys are mainly going to be using HE. There are some instances when some other cruisers showed you their broadside that you'll be using AP. And, depending upon your cruiser, yes, when a battleship shows you the broadside, you should be using AP. But you guys are mostly going to be using HE. Carriers, again, use the right planes for the right situation. And again, you guys have transcended above the rest of us because, again, you guys have some insane macro-managing, so you have my respect. So this brings us nicely into number 4, which is keep your eyes on the minimap. It's that thing in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Watching that can save your life. Make sure you turn on the little gear above it, last known position on. That way you can see the position of the enemy ships when they were last spotted. And information is key in this game, and the more of it you can get, the better. And also you can increase the size of the minimap using the plus and minus buttons on the keyboard. That's a very helpful hint. Am I saying you need to make it so big that it takes up a quarter of your screen? No, but just make it big enough to where you can just look at it and don't have to squint or anything to see all the information on it. It has saved my butt many times just looking at the minimap, being like, oh crap, a destroyer was last spotted, just 1 block away from my ship. I should probably turn in the direction of that destroyer or turn away from it because there's probably some metal fish in the water swimming toward my precious battleship. Again, guys, information is key. Keep your eyes on the mini-map. So this brings us to number 3, which isn't really a gameplay tip, but rather is just a game overall tip, which is don't buy premium ships right away. New players, I know it's a long grind to get to tier 8, but do not go and buy a tier 8 premium if you just started the game. It's not going to help you to jump straight to tier 8. You have no clue what's going on. Trust me, I did it. I got to tier 5 in the American battleships. I got bored for a minute and I bought the turrets. I had no clue what was going on at tier 10. You know, I was trying to snipe in the turrets at 20 kilometers away. Turrets is not meant for that. And again, the game changes from tier 5 to tier 8 to tier 10. You know, there's gameplay changes. The guns get longer ranges, the battleships get more armor, the destroyers get stealthier, the cruisers get more insane, the carriers get really insane. So again, don't go buying a tier 8 premium, or even any premium really, until you know what you want, what game style you want, because you don't want to be going by a Texas when you really like brawling, and the Arizona or the Gascon or the Turpits or the Massachusetts would have been a better choice for you, rather than getting the Texas or a Key would be a more appropriate tier 8 example. So moving on to number 2, which is very important, and that is to know your ship. You know, I know you think you know everything when you grind up to a ship. Like say I've just grinded up to the Bismarck. I probably don't think that I know everything there is about the Bismarck, you know, how to play her and stuff, but if I'm sitting in the back sniping with a Bismarck, that's not how you play Bismarck. You can play Bismarck like that, but it's certainly not what the ship is designed for. Bismarck is designed to be a brawler. It's designed to get in close and do damage. Its armor set up like that. Its guns are wildly inaccurate, so you have to get close to be accurate. She's got some mean secondaries. She's meant to be a brawler. So just know your ship. Just look up a guide on YouTube, or even just a quick 5-minute clip of it, or someone explaining how you play. I even have some reviews on my channel dealing with some of the premium ships. You know, a lot of those premium ships are just clones of Techline ships, and they're played the same way. So go ahead and check some of those out. But know your ship, know how she's supposed to be played, know her strengths, know her weaknesses. Now we have the grand old number 1 spot, which is have fun. This is a game. This is meant to be enjoyable. If you are sitting here and you know you're losing match after match after match, you are salty, you're about to punch your screen, just stop, take a break, take a deep breath, and just remember that it's all just a game. It's meant to be fun, and if you're at that point of stress and that point of anger, it's no longer fun. Go walk away, take a break. And if someone's being toxic in chat toward you or someone from your team, just, you know, laugh it off or ignore it. Don't give in to the toxicity. Don't give in to the salt. It's a game. Have fun. And you don't always have to play it super sweaty. It's, you know, if you play every match super sweaty, you aren't going to be enjoying the game. Have fun. Alright guys, that was my 10 tips for new players. So if you liked the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Our goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2018 and roll into 2019 with over 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you share the video with your friends, and if you want to go a step further in supporting the channel, I have a link to my PayPal money pool in the description down below. If you want to contribute monetarily to the channel, that money goes to buying premium ships for reviews, you know, buying doubloons to convert XP to get the free XP ships, and all sorts of stuff. It all goes right back into the channel. And also, if you want to join us on Discord, I have a Discord set up. That link is also in the description down below. I would love to see you in there and to get a chance to talk with you guys in the Discord. So again, thank you all so very much for watching. I'll catch all you guys in the next one.